Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm having a lot of fun with the swipe series that I'm doing. Now, if you've not seen any of the videos that I've done before, this is where I use an embroidery ring, layer paint around the ring and swipe out from the center to create a design on top of the canvas. So this time you asked for me to use all blues, but I've also added a dash of gold as well, just to help that pop and the cells shimmer through. So I'm just going to layer my base. My base is Amsterdam's sky blue, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Blues are one of my favourite colours, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial too. So let's get going. So I've layered my base, I've popped the air bubbles with my torch, and now I'm placing the embroidery ring in the centre of the canvas. Now, a couple of people have contacted me about the rings themselves. I've purchased mine from Amazon, but you can get them in various stores, so check them out. I've opted for wooden embroidery rings. Now, somebody also asked me if they go uneven when the paint dries to them or if the paint absorbs within the wood. So far, no, they've stayed okay. I don't wash the rings, so a lot of water doesn't get absorbed into them. I just wipe the rings clean and free of any excess paint when I use them. So that's the way that I'm working with them. But when you have your base layer down and you pop your ring on top, the paint and the ring connecting will almost form like a vacuum. So the paint that I'm now layering around the outer edge of that embroidery ring won't seep through into the middle. So I really hope that piece of advice helps. So I'm now just taking each colour one by one and layering it around the ring. And that's going to be the paint that I use to swipe with my paper towel. So this is an all blue piece, but I couldn't resist adding just a little bit of Pebio's iridescent gold. So I'm just layering some of that around the top of those layers now. And when I swipe it out, it will hopefully create some cells. There's no cell activator. It's literally because I'm using that metallic paint with the other paints. So moment of truth, let me take the embroidery ring off. There we go, all in one. That's a bonus. And then I'm going to use my paper towels to swipe. I have said this in previous videos, but if this is the first video that you're seeing with me doing this technique, let me just say, when I'm doing the swipe technique with my paper towels, they're dry, they're not damp, and I literally just take my time. I'm very much in the moment of the creation process now. And when I'm swiping, you'll see that the swipes are various widths. And they're created because what I do is I take my paper towel and I use my paper towel around the outer edge and just swipe using one width. And then as I go round to create depth and to create a 3D effect, I reduce the width of my paper towel. So you'll see now I'm just using quite a wide paper towel to just do the outer edge. And I do that all the way around the ring. But you'll see shortly I will reduce that in size by half and I'll go round the ring again, swiping in the same areas, because what that does is that does create the depth and the movement that I'm looking for within this ring. So when you're swiping, just place the paper towel on top of the paint and allow it to glide across the surface. Don't press down. There's no need to press down with any pressure. Just allow the paper towel to make contact with the paint. Allow that contact with the paint and the paper towel to allow it just to glide across the canvas as you gently swipe. And as I said, this is about just taking some time. There's no need to rush. You can do this at your own pace. But what I would say is enjoy being in that moment. So there we go. I've halved the paper towel width and I'm going back round the circle to swipe again. And you can see by having the different widths will allow you to create that movement and that depth around that circle. When you're doing this, don't be afraid to move around the table or the work area that you're working with. And also, I take one half at a time. I step back and I have a look at the overall composition. You might decide that you want more swipes in one area than another, just to give it a completely different look and feel. And that's totally okay. You'll see here, as I've reduced my size of my paper towel, I might only do one swipe within one area or a couple of swipes within the area because that's the kind of vibe and the look that I'm trying to create. So that's my advice. Just take it at your own time. This video is sped up, so I'm not actually swiping at the speed that you're seeing. I just didn't want you to get bored waiting to see how the creation evolves and the end piece. But stick around because I'd love for you to see the dry version right at the end, and you'll see the details that that gold has helped create within the middle of that starburst. And by using the paper towel a couple of times to do various swipes one after the other will help that paint and those colours infuse. So don't worry about muddying the paints. The blue tones are just working together with the gold to create the tones that you're seeing here in this piece. I am so happy with this. I'm going to take you in for a closer look just so you can see some of the detail, and I'm really happy that I've done an all blue piece with a dash of gold because I think this is a really classic look. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you tried this technique before? Are you going to try this technique? And I'd be really interested to know what colours you're going to attempt. Have a look at some of my previous videos with this technique. I've done some with a very dark base. I've done some with all different colours as well. So I think I'm gonna do a purple one next. I think that's what I'm drawn to. But let me know what you think. I'm absolutely loving doing these and I hope you're enjoying it too. I'm really proud to say that this piece has dried beautifully, and here's that piece now. I'm going to take you in for a closer look so you can see some of those details, but let me just take this opportunity to thank you so much for all of your support, all of your kind feedback and messages. I read every single one, and I do reply to everybody, or I try to reply to everybody. So if you've got any feedback about this piece or any thoughts about how you're thinking about this piece, then drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope to see you again very soon in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.